Okay, now we're going to look at intervals. Now, anytime you are asked to find an interval of increase, an interval of decrease, an interval where the function is positive, or an interval where the function is negative, I want you thinking parts of the domain or a part of the domain. Okay? So, we all know how to find domain now because we learned that last week. Our domain is always the smaller x value, that is not an R, less than x less than the bigger. And I'm going to run out of room there. So small, less than x, less than big. Now, these are the x's. All right, so when we talk about an interval, we're going to focus on the x-axis. Okay, -1, -2, -3, -4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so where is the interval or the graph increasing? Now I know that I'm going to have an x and less thans. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here on the far left side, and I'm going to start following the graph. Well, my pencil is drawing up, isn't it? And it's increasing to this point right here. So my interval of increase is from this point to this point. But look, that's an arrow, and we know that arrows are, let me get my orange back. That arrow going to the left is negative infinity, and it stops going up right here at x equals -3. All right, I'm going to erase some of this so that it's a little bit neater so that we can keep going. Now I'm going to go back to my graph and I'm going to continue to trace. I'm no longer increasing here, am I? I'm going down. So I'm going down, I'm going down. I turn right here and look, I start going up again. I started right there. And it continues to go up until we get to this point. So that interval of increase starts at -1, less than x, less than +2. You seeing it? Again, it's nothing more than domain. We're looking at the left and the right-hand side of the piece of the graph that we want to focus on. So I'm going to keep going. I stop increasing right here. I'm going down. And boom, right there, I turn and I start going up again. So from here, from 4, less than x. I'm drawing a line through the 5 there, but notice I've got that arrow, which means this is going on until infinity. Okay, this is starting to make sense. So we're going to keep doing the same thing. I'm going to erase my yellow line. And we're going to do it again for decreasing. So I'm going to start right here at the far left side, and I'm going to remember we said this was going up. I'm going up to this point, and now I start going down. So I started going down right there. And I continue to go down until I get here and turn again. Okay, so this is at -1 and -3. So -3, because we always start with a smaller number first. -3 less than x less than -1. -3 to -1 from here to here. So if I keep going, we've already said we're going up here. This is an increase, but here I start going down again. Now, I've been marking the numbers, but look here, since we've got the ordered pairs written, I can just look at the x values of those two ordered pairs from here to here, and I can tell you that that interval of decrease is positive 2, less than x, less than 4. And that's your interval of decrease. All right. Feel free to pause at any point if you need to catch up on your notes. Now, where the function is positive is a little bit different, okay? I am going to go ahead and look at, this is 0, on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, and -1, -2, -3. Now, the function is referring to the y values. These y values are positive. These y values are negative. So when I ask the interval where the function is positive, I am looking for everywhere the graph happens above the x-axis, because above the x-axis, all the y's are positive. Now, if you notice, we have got a couple places where that's happening. From here to here, my function is positive. From here to here, my function is positive. And from here on for infinity, my function is positive. So we're going to have 3 intervals. Let's start with this one. This looks approximately like -4.25. And that's at -2. This one is at 1. This one is at 3. And we're going to say this starts at 4.75. Okay? So I'm going to have 3 intervals. -4.25 less than x. We are still referring to these intervals by the x values. Less than -2. That takes care of this one. Then the next one is +1 less than x less than 3. That's this piece. And then 4.75. Less than x less than, it's going on for infinity, so that's going to be a positive infinity. Are we getting the idea? All right, I'm going to hurry with the negative because this video is getting too long. So I'm going to erase all that. Now we're focused on the negatives. So I'm going to change this to a green. We're looking down here. Okay, so this piece is below the x-axis. This piece is below the x-axis. And this piece is below the x-axis. So this piece right here is -infinity less than x less than -4.25, because this is the far left and it hits the x-axis at -4.25. Then this piece here is -2 less than x less than +1. And this piece here is 3 less than x less than 4.75. So it's very specific where you're looking, but when you find the piece you're looking for, all you're doing is taking the domain. I'm going to erase this so you can play with where you need to look for each one. I'm going to say this one is above the x-axis. This one is below the x-axis. This one is when it goes up. And this one is when it goes down. Good luck.